When did a punishment backfire in your favor? Lightning McQueen is the reason I got a girl pregnant. I lost a bet to my roommate Bailey and had to wear Lightning McQueen shoes to every class for a whole week. These weren't subtle shoes either. They were bright red with yellow lightning bolts and they lit up with every step. They were made for 6-year-olds, but Bailey found adult-sized ones on Alibaba. The plastic wheels on the heels made this grinding noise on the campus sidewalks that was impossible to ignore. The bet was simple, and I was an idiot for taking it. Bailey said he could eat 20 packets of cafeteria hot sauce without drinking water. I said, no way, because that stuff could strip paint. He did it while maintaining eye contact the whole time like some kind of deranged competitive eater. His face turned purple, and tears streamed down his cheeks, but he never touched his water glass. Now I was stuck wearing shoes that belonged in a pediatrician's waiting room. Monday morning I put them on and immediately wanted to transfer schools. The first person who saw me was this guy from my economics class, who literally stopped walking to take a picture. By the time I got to the lecture hall, a small crowd had formed behind me, listening to the wheels scraping against the concrete. I sat in the back row, hoping nobody would notice, but the shoes lit up every time I shifted in my seat. My professor stopped mid-sentence when I walked in late to psychology on Tuesday. She stared at my feet for a solid 10 seconds before asking if I was having some kind of crisis. The whole class turned to look and someone started a slow clap. I wanted to explain about the bet, but that would have made it worse. A girl in the front row was filming me on her phone, and I knew I'd end up on someone's story by lunch. Wednesday was when things got really bad. I was eating alone in the dining hall when a group of frat guys surrounded my table. They started chanting ka-chow over and over while banging their fists on the table. One of them asked if I needed help finding my mommy. Another one offered to push me down the stairs so I could use the wheels properly. I just kept eating my sandwich and pretending I couldn't hear them, but my face was burning red. By Thursday, the entire campus knew about the Lightning McQueen guy. People would yell quotes from the movie when I walked by. Someone had made a TikTok of me climbing the library stairs with the caption, "I am speed, but make it sad." It had 30,000 views already. Bailey was loving every second of this and kept sending me screenshots of people roasting me online. He said this was better than anything he could have planned. Friday afternoon, I was hiding in the back of the library when someone sat down across from me. It was this girl from my creative writing class named Jimena, who always wore vintage band shirts and had purple streaks in her hair. I'd had a crush on her all semester, but never worked up the courage to talk to her. She looked at my shoes, and instead of laughing, she said, "Those are the boldest thing I've seen on this campus in 4 years." I thought she was being sarcastic, but her face was completely serious. She said everyone dressed exactly the same, and tried so hard to fit in that seeing someone wear Lightning McQueen shoes was actually refreshing. She asked if it was some kind of statement about refusing to grow up or rejecting social norms. I almost told her about the bet, but something made me stop. Instead, I said it was about not taking myself too seriously. We talked for 3 hours about everything from terrible childhood movies to our shared hatred of pretentious English majors. She kept bringing the conversation back to how much confidence it must take to wear those shoes in public. She said most guys would rather die than stand out like that. By the time the library was closing, she'd written her number on my hand and said we should hang out somewhere with better lighting so she could fully appreciate the shoes. Our first date was at a bowling alley where my shoes actually fit the aesthetic perfectly. She wore a Ninja Turtles hoodie to match my vibe, and we spent the whole night making jokes about childhood nostalgia. When she kissed me in the parking lot, she said it was because I was the only guy on campus interesting enough to wear kids' shoes with confidence. We've been together for 3 months now, and she still thinks the shoes were a choice. The best part was Bailey's face when I brought him to our apartment. She was wearing my Lightning McQueen shoes and her own pair of Buzz Lightyear ones we'd found at a thrift store. Bailey's jaw dropped, and he started stuttering about how the bet was supposed to be a punishment. Jimena looked confused and asked what bet he was talking about. I just shrugged and said I had no idea what he meant. Right now, I'm typing this on the bathroom floor because Jimena's pregnancy test showed double lines. I never should have done ka-chowed my liquid kids in her.